The following presentation may contain language unsuitable for elderly grandparents, household pets, and nuns. Unnamed Drag Productions accepts no responsibility for any resulting homosexuality, teenage pregnancy, or chemical dependency that may transpire as a result of listening to this garbage fountain. You have been warned. Enjoy! Unnamed Drag Podcast.
Hello!
Hi beauties, how are you? Did you have a good day at school today?
Do you want a sandwich to tide you over till dinner?
Oh my god, that's what I used to do. I used to get home and make a sandwich.
That's it, because I usually have lunch at 12 at school, and then now I have lunch at 3. But when I was a kid, you'd have lunch at 12. Oh yeah, we're talking about school, by the way.
And I'm Nana at home.
And I'm Marilyn Singh.
No, I used to get home. I wasn't vegan at the time because it was just a nipper. I was vegetarian. I'd spend my dinner money on cigarettes. And then I'd get home absolutely starving and eat 2 egg mayonnaise sandwiches, and then an hour later it would be dinner, and then I'll just eat until the evening. That's why I was a fatty, which is great fodder for people to pick on.
Welcome back to another episode of We're Mad at Straights.
No.
That's it, I don't want to do that this episode, because I've hated on them in kids. I've hated on them in... What else was I talking about? Just when we talked about straight
basically
people.
We talked about straight culture and just bagged on that for a very long time.
I've realised that I'm a very angry person, and it's not their fault they're straight. Nobody's perfect. So.
You don't have to be gentle when you look this good, honey. Talk us through your outfit today.
Well, I am in an 80s monstrosity. I'm gloves and jewellery, because woman. This is from AliExpress, and it is made of foil. And it's bright pink, and I've teamed it with something that I made so I don't have to shave my chest.
And we have absolutely set up shop in the black hair fantasy, haven't we, darling?
I love it so much. It just makes my face pop.
Yeah, it does actually.
When you've got this drama, you don't need that. I used to. See, this is the thing. When I started drag, or back in day, so in the days of orange hair, pink hair, yellow hair, I used to...
How many hair colours can you see?
Yeah, well, I used to say, I'm never going to wear a natural hair colour. Because why? My logic was I get to have fun with wigs, so I'm going to have fun with wigs.
Also, jet black for someone as Caucasian as you isn't a natural hair colour.
That's so true, yeah, so I'm still doing that. Yeah, whereas now I think I've found found my thing. Whereas you wear all grey all the time.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes they might have a lilac tone to them, or some black is in here today, obviously. This is my lovely Blade Runner poodle that Marilyn is to style for me.
The newest edition from Sane Asylum.
Yeah, and I did look in the mirror once I put on this terrible running jogger's blouse and just think, I'm the fucking one.
I'm the fucking one. Imagine being this.
Yeah.
Imagine looking in the mirror and going,
I want this to be my ringtone. I want this to be my life.
I want this to be the screensaver in everyone else's mind.
Exactly. Every time I get a text, it's just me going... But no, not what we are talking about today.
Today we're talking about school.
We are. We said a very long time ago, way back when, I think it was the first series, we said that we were probably going to do a part 2 about school because... we really just started the unboxing ceremony about it.
I feel like a lot of our audience is queer, and we talked about our experience at school, getting bullied, that kind of thing.
I think people really responded to the fact that, it kind of sucked for all of us, didn't it, kind of thing.
Yeah, it was something that our viewers could relate to.
Hard relate, exactly.
Yeah. Dad left, school was crap.
Exactly, and if you... Dad left school was crap. I didn't catch the first bit. Yeah. Dad left school was crap. But if you walked the corridors of school with your head held high and a stream of people following after you in pursuit, just lapping up your stinky teenage BO, fucking good for you.
Yeah.
We're not here to talk about you today.
No, we were not those people.
We were not those people.
Can you imagine?
I mean, I don't want there to be too much...
That's better.
Oh, good morning. Good morning, mistress.
Yeah, I put a stitch in it to hide my bra.
Yeah,
but now
for those of you listening at home, Marilyn has literally just popped a stitch on her blouse to get out more tits.
Yeah, well, it was too conservative.
I wasn't feeling slutty enough with my boob apron.
I feel much better now.
You're feeling conservative. You've got jewels stuck to your chest. Yeah.
My breast augmentation.
You're so gross.
breast.
Stop it. I can only get so hard. So anyway, yeah, I don't want there to be like too much of an overlap. So I thought that maybe we could do them rather talking about like primary. Maybe it was like, how were your collegey kind of years at school?
That's fine.
Or secondary. I mean, we did do a lot of secondary as well as primary.
Yeah,
but, like,
school sucked.
did it get any better when you got to like college school? Because I went to a sixth form college, so it's still they
Did
call it
you?
a college, but it felt like school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I went to school in not. I was like, I want to get out of here.
Yeah,
I start fresh.
I can go back to that afterwards, but yeah. So with you, it
I
was
went
like
to college in
to do one subject. Basically.
Well, no, I went to college twice.
Ooh.
So I did my A levels.
So did I. Let's hear about it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Okay.
This is another time when we realised that we don't really know each other that well. Like we just show up and
we
do
just
drag
talk
and have
about
a nice
meaningless
time.
shit. We don't talk about anything of any word.
But we realised, like, who are you? I do not know this man. Yeah.
And I'm thinking, I don't know
I
this
don't
man.
know this man.
Oh, grandma. Still talking about Bubby. So,
yeah, I went to college twice. I did A levels first, and then I was still under 19, so you can still get another one for free. So I was like, fuck it.
Double up, bitch.
Yeah, so
why
I did
not?
it. So then I did a BTEC in musical theatre. Because while I was at college, obviously I'd started drag, and I was getting really into Amdram. So I was like, I could do this.
Something which never really leaves you, by the way.
No,
Can I
it
just
does
say that
not.
once you've got even just an itty bitty bit of Amdram injected into you?
I was practically belting Legally Blonde the musical on the way here.
Mm-hmm.
Back to the sun, back to the shore. We don't have copyright for that.
The first time that you do like a singing or a vocal lesson and they teach you to do like, as you're pushing out a note, actually like push your shoulder blades together because it gives you that attitude. Like if you watch Shirley Batty sing,
when you first emotionally crescendo at a spotlight.
Yeah. Anyway,
I did A levels. I did drama and theatre studies, obviously.
Naturally.
English language, where I feel like I should have done literature.
No, you were. I should have.
Really?
I should have done language, and I did literature, and
I did language, and it was really interesting. Like we did language acquisition, like what you learn when you're a kid, that kind of stuff. So that was interesting. Drama and theatre studies, English language. Then I did photography and media studies. So they were all really good. I think I dropped photography because here was the thing. I had a good camera,
and therefore you were a photographer.
Yeah.
Like that's the curse of the modern age.
Yeah, I had a
photographer.
I had a good
have a camera.
But my photography teacher was like, "What you're doing is more graphic design." Because I used to just take someone in the studio, take a photo of them standing still, and then just Photoshop the shit out of it.
Oh, okay. So that you're doing digital manipulation as opposed to photography.
And I was like, well, no one told me that before I chose my A levels. So fuck you. But also, why do people go straight into college education?
You know what's absolutely bizarre is the fact that they're asking you to make all of these choices with your life when you're already in a complete headfuck space.
Yeah, why don't you go out into the world, get like a job, suss out what you want to do, and then go get qualified for it?
Yeah.
That makes so much sense. And you can do it for free because you've not done it before.
I completely agree.
You're using up your freebies before you know what you want to do with them.
And also, what's the other thing that you want to do when you're 18? You want to go out, you want to drink, you want to fuck.
I want to suck dick.
Also, balancing exams and like writing. Essentially, when you get to university, they're like, hey, yeah, cool. We want you to write a book at the end of this.
Yeah.
At the end of this, get ready to write a book.
Yeah.
And like, it might not...
Gear up, kids.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it might not... If you've done like a PhD or is studying for like a further qualification, it might not seem like a lot of words. But back then, you're just like, oh my God, I don't know if I've read that many words. Do I know that many words?
I don't have that many words. What are words?
Exactly. What are words? Exactly.
So yeah, I did A levels, and that was when I was like, she's gay. And that was like my fresh start. I had white jeans. I was like, I get to be whoever I want to be. I remember the first day I wore a shirt, like a dark black shirt, not dark black, dark blue with black stripes, black skinny jeans, boots, and like a really thin scarf because it was like 2007.
Of course it was.
And like. I lied as well. I just lied to people.
Oh, I thought you meant you lied just then.
No.
You're like, it wasn't a thin scarf, it was like a bolo tie.
No, I wanted to look like interesting, and like I had my hair kind of like swooshed.
You wanted people to flock towards you or be intimidated by you.
Yeah,
like
and we went
a bit of both.
Yeah, and in first English language lesson, we went around the room and like, what's everyone read over summer? And I just lied. I was like, Midsummer Night's Dream. I hadn't. I still haven't read that. But I was like, yeah.
It's like, I've seen Michelle Pfeiffer play Titania. Like, what more do you want?
I'd watched that. What's the movie where they do it?
in Love?
No, where they do it in a school play.
Oh.
I'd watched that, so I was like, I know.
Dead Poets Society.
No, where they like make it into a shit musical.
Oh God.
It's a proper like.
There's so many. Yeah. I'm sure that anyway.
I'd watched if you know what I'm talking about, comment below.
Yeah, comment below.
I'd watched that enough so that I could just like blag it.
Oh, it's on the tip of my schlong and I can't think of what it is.
Yeah.
God,
so I just lied.
Just lied.
I didn't do that all the way through, but like, yeah.
The first icebreaker that I ever had to do in like, I think, because at my college, because it was a sixth form, they made you do like a registration once a week, and it was also like a bit of a PSE, like personal and social education or whatever, where they would also start to brief you about like, when you want to make university application, you have to be aware of this.
That's so difficult as well.
But like your first day you had to do like an icebreaker, and I remember that one of the questions was like, what did you have for breakfast? And I hadn't had any breakfast, so I said a cigarette. But then it was like,
and you were like edgy.
Then it was that game where you had to repeat what the person before you had said. So every person was getting to me and just going, a cigarette. Looking really pissed off about it, that they had to pretend they'd smoked a cigarette. I'm like, calm down. Yeah. You didn't really smoke one.
Ooh, your opinions are showing.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, wow. Hey there, Prudence Prejudice. Mm-hmm. So, college for you.
Yeah, and then I did musical theatre.
A more delightful scenario than school.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. And like it was great because like I could talk, like we had it where you could call your lecturer by their first name.
Oh.
So
get out of town.
Yeah, so you just felt like you were an adult.
We had that at college as well, I suppose.
And also, because it wasn't like school, you could just not go.
Yeah.
And they were fine with it. They were like, it's your education, you're in control here.
My attendance record was disgusting.
I did a lot of like, I'm just going to go sit in the park.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I'm going to hide from this lesson. I really can't be bothered with it.
I haven't done the assignments, so I'm just going to not go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I don't think that my attendance wasn't like shocking, but it had been picked up on that like I wasn't there without explanation a few times. Hi mum, hi dad.
Well, they're not watching this.
But again, it was, I don't know, just miseries and whatever. When you're just like, I can't be bothered today. I'm so exhausted from like
too much pressure
from being a child.
It is a lot of pressure there.
It is a lot of pressure to like I put on my slender shoulders at that age. But I also went to college twice because I left school at 15 on the promise of going directly to college, and that's how you get out of school early in Scotland. Yeah. You go, look, I know, but I don't want to stick around here and do hires, they're called after standard grades.
Higher education.
Yeah, so they call them like hires rather than A-levels, but they're like equivalent, even though they're not equivalent. Like in England, they basically laugh at your grades if you went to school in Scotland. Hi, Nicholas Surgeon. So after school, I was like, I'm going to go and do theatre.
Busting out daddy.
You're never going to stop me. So I went to do theatre, and it was the acting and movement and all of that side. It wasn't the like techie behind the scenes stuff.
Okay.
Which is kind of weird because like I still like loved acting, but I started to realise that like, oh, I don't want to be an actor. I want to be a writer. I think I want to be behind the scenes more than in front of the camera a little bit. It was an interesting transition time, but also like taking a lot of drugs, wasn't going very much. Yeah. And then I dropped out in like February, so that by that point I was 16 and 4 months old and completely convinced that I was an adult and going to be independent. Fucked that up really badly. Couldn't get or hold down a job. Ended up like borrowing money off friends all the time, being generally quite miserable.
Wow, you sound like a lot of fun to be around.
I was a lot of fun to be around. That was the thing, but behind closed doors, like not that great whatsoever. So then ended up speaking to my parents and being like, this isn't going super great, is it? I'm not doing very well with the old like independent getting a job, working world. I'll just be a writer and pave my way that way. What am I going to do? And then I, in passing, said maybe I could go like move to Nottingham and I'll do my A-levels.
Why Nottingham?
Because my sister already lived here, and like my family were down here, like aunties and uncles and stuff like that lived in Nottingham, so I already had like a basis. So that was kind of like less terrifying. Live in my sister's spare room, fine, no problem. So like moved down. Absolutely terrified because I only knew my sister, and that was kind of like
that's
and
scary.
some friends of the family, and they're not your
I couldn't have done that.
And they're not like your mates, are they? So Yeah, I spent a lot of my initial time at college still just feeling like very terrified.
Yeah.
But also, it was strange because I'd lived a very adult experience for a very long time, and I was hanging around.
Drugs.
I was kind of hanging around with all of these people, just being like, "You guys are fucking children.
Yeah.
You're really immature and stupid."
Yeah.
But then I slowly found that I was like, okay, I can take it back a step and be a little bit immature, as they will gradually progress and start to become more mature because they're now in sixth form college. So we did kind of end up meeting in the middle, which was quite nice.
That is cute.
But initially I was just like, you guys are fucking... You can't get any... You need to get people to buy you beer. Oh, and it's me? Do you know what I mean? It was really fucking odd at first. I felt very strange because I was like, I used to live in a flat away from home. And now I like live in my sister's bedroom and I'm hanging out with people my own age.
Yeah.
It's kind of odd.
I remember wanting to move out and my mum wouldn't let me.
My mum
like,
should have stopped me, realistically, but maybe she was just like, this will give me some breathing space in this fucking nightmare.
I'd let you leave. Yeah, my mum was like, no, you're not doing
I'd let you leave and change the locks.
Yeah. My mum was fully like, no, you are not doing that. You are staying home where I can keep an eye on you.
Stuff you back up inside me, you're not going anywhere yet.
Yeah, she was like, who's going to tell me to go to sleep when I've blacked out?
Who's going to put a sick bucket next to my hair?
Yeah, so...
That's what family's really all about.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, college was good.
Mm.
I was so cringe, though. So cringe.
Please tell me
so
why
cringe.
you were
Well, I've already told you the white jeans, but I used to like do a full white outfit.
Like Kanye West?
Kind of. Like white t-shirt, white jeans. I had a white studded belt. Like, are you gay? Are you gay?
Do you know when people wear like a full white outfit? Me and James call it a cunt suit.
Yeah, it was very cunt suit.
You've got your cunt suit on.
Yeah.
You want people to know that that's who you are as a person.
Yeah, that was me. I had like emo hair.
Because it's such a powerful move to wear all white. Like, because you're basically just saying, I'm like a human angel.
Yeah, look at
and
me.
like dirt won't touch me, and everyone look at how shiningly bright I am.
Do
you know what I mean?
I went to the square and sat in pigeon shit.
In actual fact, you're garbage.
Yeah.
You're just like waiting to get fat.
I do remember like, because my mum would give me some money to like survive. Which was nice.
So that you didn't have to go panhandling and sucking dick. Yeah, that's nice.
I remember spending it on, like you said, spending it on cigarettes.
Yeah.
Every day for lunch I would just have like a bottle of Coke. A Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Full sugar as well. Like my metabolism was on fire.
I was in city centre, so I could go to Greg's and get like 2 vegetable pasties for £1.
I remember going
so then the rest of it was like, that's basically,
I remember being so broke, I went into the bank and was like, I would like to withdraw all of the money on my account. And she was like, yep, and that's 64p. But you couldn't withdraw that at a cash machine, so I had to queue up, and then I could go to Greg's and get lunch.
I'd like to wipe out my savings, please. And they're like,
hey. 1, 2.
She's like, you want you to, just 64 pence.
I queued up for like 20 minutes in the bank, lunchtime in town.
Oh my god.
So that I could afford a sausage roll.
When I was 16 and living with Mark and Ella in our little flat, we used to take it in turns to buy the tobacco. So like if it was your turn and you'd be like getting into your 2p pieces and like, you know, digging out the side of the sofa and whatever, it was like that. And that was when tobacco was like £2 something for a pouch.
I remember.
And between the three of us, that would like last maybe a couple of days or something. Yeah.
I used to, my mum.
The theatre of it all. Yeah. Do I have enough? It's my turn.
My mum as well, like, and she knows I did this, like, used to have like quite a few handbags that she'd
forgotten about.
She'd keep under the bed.
Season
no, she would like rotate them.
Right.
She'd keep them under the bed, and then she'd be like, "I'm bored of this one. Switch to this one."
Yeah.
But not clean them out. So I just used to like, if I was like, "Oh, I'm short on money," I just used to open that up and be like, "Right, okay, what can I make from this?" And I just used to steal from her purse.
That was like, that was our holiday. We went and stayed at Ella's parents' house. It was like, oh my god, they've got real cigarettes and all the cupboards are full of food.
Yeah.
So we just go back there for like a night, fill our boots, and then head back to our miserable flat.
I
I look back on it now and I'm just like, it was a stab at independence that I didn't succeed.
I remember me and my friends.
What a fucking trier.
Yeah.
God loves a trier.
Me and my friends used to, after college, would go to Malt Cross because they did free refills on filter coffee. So I used to get a filter coffee and sit there hogging a table that someone could have used for like 4 hours after college, just getting more filter coffees, and then we'd all chip in and get a bowl of chips.
Yeah.
And just share them.
Oh my god.
Because we were broke!
But to be honest, like, Malt Cross wasn't always that popping. They were probably glad.
Yeah, totally. And plus
Yeah.
it was just a nice environment and we could feel like we had money even though we didn't.
Yeah, exactly. It's the one time where you
all
just...
huddling around a bowl of chips.
Not having to quite feel like you're a poor.
Yeah.
We're just pretending it's a very low-key potluck.
Putting extra mayonnaise on it because you need the calories.
Yes.
Yeah. This will see me through.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow, Oh.
It was scary, but it was good.
I mean, there are a lot of times that I think I do look back at college with like a lot of fondness, but also a lot of anxiety and like misery and
it was
stuff like
scary.
that. Because, I don't know, I think I remember actually being about 17 or 18 years old and having a full-on, like, I guess you'd call it like an identity crisis, because I was such a
Who am I?
I was such a hodgepodge of so many different people that I'd met and so many different experiences that I'd had over the years.
That's
that,
all
like,
anyone is.
I couldn't really figure out what the lay of the land was anymore. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was really, really strange because I was dealing with a lot of...
It sounds like you were putting a lot of pressure on yourself to be a thing.
More just trying to be like, who the fuck even am I? Because I'm so influenced by all these people that I've met. I was
Yeah, but
like,
you don't have to diagnose your personality.
I mean, you do when you smoke a lot of weed.
Just a potato trying to be a woman.
But that was very much about like, oh my god, I was like an adult in Scotland. Legally, I was an adult because I was 16, and then I moved down to England, and I'm just like, now I'm a child again, and now I'm actually a teenager because I'm hanging around with people of that age, and I kind of like, even dating's become strange because it's not just like, hey, you're gay and I'm gay, let's go home together because there's fucking no one else around here. In college it was like, I like a boy, does he like me back?
Yeah.
Gross!
Gross!
Are you kidding me with that attitude? What?
I had my first boyfriend in college.
Oh.
And I think I've told this on this podcast, and he cheated on me.
Oh, wow.
And I made a big scene.
Mm-hmm.
I threw his pants at him in the square. And then I left, and all his friends followed me. And then he left college.
Do you think... Here's my next question. Do you think that we would have been friends at college?
I don't think you would have liked me, but I don't think I would have liked you. I was a little shit.
I think we would have been in like similar circles but too adjacent.
Yeah.
Because if you think about the fact that I was like walking around with tatty horrible white boy dreads and wearing massive baggy trousers, and you were wearing all fucking white and drinking coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to be a grown up, whereas you'd already done it and were trying to be a kid.
Yeah. We're just passing each other by.
Ships passing in the night going,
wait, what? What even is
that even?
Should I be? I can't tell.
No.
Exactly.
Yeah, oh, that's weird, isn't it?
Isn't that a weird thought?
I love that though.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I remember because there was someone that I met when I was at college who's I've recently reconnected with. Their name's Ivor, and they're absolutely incredible. And we were sort of like, hi Ivor, are you watching? And I'm sure you are, and hi to Blue as well. We like had this a moment of us discussing like, well, we met each other at college, but we must have been like in Dumfries kind of at the same time when we were like teenagers. So we wondered like why we'd never kind of met. And Ivor was just like, do you know what? I'm sure that I saw you once, like in the square, but you were just kind of like encircled by all of these like smaller, tinier goths.
like orbiting the main
or like trying to be silly and like get your attention. Or it's like, oh, that does sound like something that might have happened at one point.
Yeah, I don't think we would have been.
Yeah, for a while I was like, Queen Goth, can I just point out, in my heyday.
Which is like being the best person in Al Qaeda.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You're so rude.
Yeah,
yeah, kind of.
It's like he's the nicest guy in ISIS.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just like, I'm receptionist, I make the teas. Hello, reception. So yeah, it was like, but do you think we would have gone on at that time? We were just like, I don't really know. It doesn't matter when we've met now. So that's really cool. Yeah, cool. That's a nice little scenario to go in there. Because there's many people who you think like, if we met each other when we were younger, like,
I would have hated me. Like, like, you know those RuPaul challenges where it's like, what would you have to say to little Lewis? And I'll just be like, stop it. Pipe the fuck down. You are not as interesting as you think you are. They're all like, things are going to be really hard. And whereas I'm just like, put the white jeans down, you little twat. Yeah.
But that's like a teenage. Like, if it was baby you, then you might say something different. Just like, you're going to want to start...
You're going to want to start sucking dick real early. That's okay.
Put it off for 6 months.
Maybe brush your teeth first.
Maybe finish your lollipop so that there's not too much going on in there at once. Oh, but that's... it's a nice, but it's a really funny thought. And I think they're... Like, I think we touched on this previously in the last podcast about like not remaining friends with people at school. Like,
I don't talk to anyone
because you kind of ejected yourself. But I actually have some friends that I've known since school that they're like some of my most treasured friendships. But it's weird when you say that to some people in the queer community and they're just like, oh bitch, when I was out, I was out.
Yeah. I was like, bye.
Yeah, deuces, like, peace, motherfucker.
The second I left like secondary school, I was like, block. You'll never see me again.
We didn't even have social media, so it was just they forgot you.
I had MySpace.
Yeah,
I had MySpace. I'm not as old as you.
You are not as old as
I'm
me.
young.
That's very true.
Chromatica.
Crohn's disease.
Yeah.
So it was literally just like they didn't text you anymore. That was the end of it for old now.
I didn't bother contacting them on MSN.
Oh yeah, block them on MSN, sure. Yeah, but again, I stopped going on MSN because I'd moved out of my parents' house and like we didn't have a computer at the flat. Are you kidding me? Well, we had a phone that we could play Snake on and an N64.
I mean,
and we called that culture.
Another thing about college was the parties. That was the first time I'd gone to like house parties, like proper, like, just messy. Getting jacked off in a sleeping bag in someone's front room.
I'd thrown house parties by that age.
Have you?
Well, I had my own flat.
Oh yeah.
So we'd have people around, like a lot. You know, that was quite nice. Like the theatre of being the host and whatever, and then being like, oh, can I, do you want a cup of tea? And then just being like, we don't have any money for milk.
Do you want a cup of tea? Cough up.
Yeah. That's £2, thanks.
Do you want a cup of tea? Well, pay rent then.
Like they're making a latte and you're just like, that's a £5 to you, hon. So yeah, I'd like thrown house parties, but yeah, going to being at college and having to like find a house to stay at, because like my sister and her husband at the time, it was just like, I'm not going to put them through that bullshit. Like they want a kid, not a teenager. I'm already on thin ice here.
I remember, like, I think I've told you about this before. Like, I used to take a sleeping bag,
a go bag.
Yeah. And like, I remember walking home through town once. I used to walk home a lot as well. Like in the middle of the night, I'd just leave.
Did you have the sleeping bag around your shoulders and someone tried to give you money because they thought you were homeless?
Worse, a homeless man asked me for money, saw it, and then went, "Oh, sorry."
Wow.
Yeah. It was like, oh right.
That was a moment for you.
Yeah.
They obviously looked you up and down and were like, young.
But I've told you, like,
young queer teenager just being kicked out of the house by dad.
Yeah,
they found out. That energy.
I used to like.
That's not a joke. Like, if that's happened to you, I'm so sorry. That fucking sucks. Yeah, sorry.
I've told you that I used to like put concealer on my lips and like dark eyes. Like I was emo, so I wanted to look sick, and I did.
I wanted to look.
I remember.
Unfortunate, like a street urchin.
Yeah. When we finished college, me and my friends couldn't afford a proper holiday, so we went to the Isle of Wight on a coach trip.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was something shit. Like, it was like £100 each. So we just did it. That was the closest thing we could do to a holiday.
God, I think I've just come. Carry on.
And then
so, a coach with a load of pensioners.
Yeah,
please.
Totally. All of the pubs closed at like 12. So we were like, oh. So we were like, should we go skinny dipping? Let's go skinny dipping. So we're running down this hill, and we see for the first time in like 24 hours, we see people our own age who live there.
Yeah.
And to them, we're mainlanders.
And you're nude.
Yeah. Well, no, not yet. We're running towards the beach. And they're like, where are you going? We're like, we're going skinny dipping. Do you want to come? And he looks at me and goes, no thanks, you look like you're on drugs. And I was like, all right, cool. Yeah. But we're like, no thanks, you look like you're on drugs. I was like, alright then, thanks.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
They fucking served you,
Yeah, I was
didn't
like,
they?
okay.
Oh,
Alright.
wow.
But no, we did end up talking to them, and one of my friends got fingered by them in a park.
That's so great.
Mm.
Well done. Well done to you.
Yeah, it was fun.
Oh my god, going on holiday as a teenager, like,
Yeah.
I never had that experience,
Oh, yeah.
like, whatsoever.
Going on holiday as a teenager.
I think the closest thing would be like...
falling asleep in your own vomit.
Yeah, I think the closest thing would be like when I was older and I was going to like festivals, I suppose.
Yeah, I never did that.
Or I'd go and visit friends in other cities. That was like a holiday.
Yeah.
But going like abroad or whatever.
Well, the Isle of Wight.
Crossing water.
Yeah, we
say.
crossed water.
You crossed the water.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I've finished my drink, by the way.
Cute.
Oh, I mean, again, this is a topic that just seems to...
I love it.
Blah, blah, blah.
Delving into our sordid past.
Yeah. So that was the college years where apparently we didn't spend much time at college.
No.
We were too busy getting fingered and throwing house parties.
Whee!
I've just realised what this hairdo
Yeah.
when I moved by looking at the viewfinder.
Cute.
But yeah, that was exciting and lovely, and I do love to find out just that little bit more about you.
Yeah, it's
every
weird,
time.
isn't it?
Mhm.
I don't know this man.
I don't know this.
I don't
man.
know this man.
So yeah, until next time, which will be next week, as always, you'll find us here again.
Suck a dick, it's fun.
Yes, so I think it's fun. Stay safe, stay sexy, stay.
Go to fucking school.
And get some kind of education, even if it's from the streets, because it will do you well in further life, especially when you have to stand up in front of a barista in court. A barrister. A barista.
Is he making you a latte?
On that note,
Bye.
Unnamed Guy Podcast.
You need an education.
we don't need no education. There's a double negative.